Hello and welcome to Angry Andy Reviews, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the film Thunder Force.
Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews.
Angry Andy. Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews.
Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews.
Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews.
Don't make me destroy you.
Did I do that? Right? Does that ring up? Did I do that? Did I do that? You know that. Did I do that?
Oh. In an alternate universe, cosmic rays impact the Earth in the 80s, gifting everyone with sociopathic tendencies superpowers, thus creating a world run by supervillains who are referred to as the Miscreants. Emily, who loses her parents in an attack by one of these miscreants, starts a new school and is befriended by Lydia, who stops a group of bullies from bothering her because she is smart. Emily's dream is to one day create a means for regular people to gain superpowers, and after a disagreement, the two friends lose touch. Years later, Lydia, played by Melissa McCarthy, is a near-alcoholic container yard worker, lonely and outwardly monologuing her own experiences, and Emily, played by the thoroughly wasted Octavia Spencer, is a scientific genius billionaire running her own company. At the advent of a school reunion, Lydia bumbles her way into Emily's lab trying to get her to come with her and is accidentally injected by a super strength serum. From there, they agree to team up for whatever reason to hunt down Laser, a miscreant who is causing chaos across Chicago. What follows is a disastrously tedious affair. An unfunny mess of painfully ad-libbed sequences that go on for far too long, and eyeball-rolling scenes whereby characters perform rudimentary actions in the guise of comedy. The effects are poor, which could be forgiven if there was any substance or weight to the performances, but there is nothing here on display. This is paint by numbers stuff, but purely numbers 1 through 4. There is no depth, no variation. It is singular in tone and is thinner on laughter than Mars is of oxygen. There is nothing worthy of note within this feature. The script is lazy to a point where entire sequences are continuously drawn out for little to no reason. Every major attempt at a joke is reinforced to the audience like a hammer to the head. You are forced to sit through overextended scenes that play out like mid-credit bloopers, except these scenes form the foundation of both the plot and the attempted garnering of laughs. So painful is the dialogue that at times you could be forgiven for thinking you had missed the punchline. In fact, there is never a punchline. The characters waffle on incessantly through every bloody scene. The sequence where they come up with the team name of Thunder Force is like listening to a screwdriver being drawn down a pane of glass. Somehow the commentary switches to a famous sports team via a disastrously tasteless impression that only induces cringing. Reinforcing this is a horrendous sequence where Melissa McCarthy provides a horrendously long-winded Steve Urkel impression that ultimately fails to land. To make matters worse, it continues on and on like a bad stand-up comedian telling their audience that this is a point that you need to laugh at. Come on, why aren't you laughing? And who is Steve Urkel, I hear you ask? Well, He is a fictional character from a sitcom, Family Matters, which last aired in 1998 and is deeply outdated in terms of the character as a trope, which only highlights the lack of insight that this film has for its target audience. Rest assured, though, your confusion is perfectly mirrored by Octavia Spencer's Emily and her daughter, who stand aghast as Lydia parades around the room performing the impression like a child repeating something that it has heard on a cartoon in an attention-seeking style. Look at me! Look at what I can do! It's funny, isn't it? Why aren't you laughing? It's funny, let me show you again. Please don't, I want to leave. This happens several times with a horrendous knock-knock joke attempt. Again, childlike. And believe me, there are many, many more. But that isn't even the worst of it. Every attempt at comedy feels dated in the extreme. Who honestly is offended by being called a nerd anymore? Just look at my room. If somebody called me a nerd, I can literally laugh it off and go, yeah, but what are you gonna do? Perhaps it was designed to invoke some form of thought that Melissa McCarthy's character simply hasn't grown up. Perhaps she's been left behind because she has no friends to bounce things off, ideas off, or to grow as an individual. But the film isn't smart enough to posit that theory, nor is it skilled enough to trust its audience to understand the very basics of its storytelling, as anything and everything is explained by the characters. Oh, the scripting and the dialogue quite literally walks you through every single moment, every feeling, every action, leaving nothing for the audience to grapple with in any meaningful way. As I said, Melissa McCarthy's character literally monologues entire moments that she experiences. It's lacking of anything beyond the surface of the throw-up jokes and the shouty nonsense. The villains also are one-note and pointlessly obvious in both scheme and execution, offering nothing in threat or excitement, and again are undone and left wanting as a result of more lackluster and lazy, long-winded jokes that we have seen and heard in countless movies before, in better superhero movies, in better comedy movies. Only Jason Bateman as the crab seems to be relishing the fact that he barely has to act here. He's just coasting through and enjoying it. You know, fair play. So simple is the scripting and the scene construction that he literally has to do nothing, and is more successful because of it. But this does nothing to repair the complete lack of chemistry on display, or the lack of any depth or point. I've seen the word escapism being bandied around in relation to this film as a positive, and I honestly couldn't disagree more, and indeed I worry about the state of film within that notion. There is nothing to escape with here. It is flat, unfunny, painfully long-winded and utterly tedious, a waste of talent and time that harbours little to no connection to comedy or superhero movies. For the love of all things film, stay away from this film. Please, just stay away. Save yourself the time and effort. Just do something else entirely. Please, just do something else. Oh, I don't feel well. 1 out of 10, and I'm done. Thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel, like this video, and please tell others to stay away. Pop a flare. Announce a decoy buoy or something in the sea just to warn other weary travellers to stay away from this. Do not use it as an excuse because there's no other films out to watch it. Just run away. Be patient. Good films are coming. I have hope. Bye-bye.
Did I do that? Right? Does that ring up? Did I do that?